Chapter 11, Wiping Out of Raktabeeja. Let's first see who is Raktabeeja. Shumba and Nishumba had a sister Krodavati. Her son was Raktabeeja. He had a boon that when a drop of blood from his body touches the ground, another Rakshasa, equally strong, would be born in that very place. So, if someone injures him, they only get more of the same kind. But Devi always has a way with any challenge in the universe. Let's go back to the point where we stopped story 10. That's we saw the last of Chanda and Munda in the battlefield. Seeing Chanda and Munda consumed as an offering at the fire of Ranayagna, Shumbasura was taken aback. Moments later, immensely heated, he became iron willed that he must somehow capture the Mahadevi. He summoned his brother Nishumba and said, "We must defeat that high and mighty woman and grab hold of her. We will leave at once. Get the army ready." And he readied himself. On the orders of the Daitya king, 100 Akshohini army set forth towards the Himalayas. I use the word Akshohini. Let's see what it is. One Akshohini has 1,06,350 foot soldiers and 65,610 horses and 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants. See, he had 100 Akshohini. The Daitya king took these and went against Mahadevi. Hearing the war cry from the Rakshasa army coming towards her as if the oceans were overflowing, Mahadevi was inflamed. She became Mahakali and sounded the string of her bow Kodanda. It chilled the spines of the Rakshasa army. But they had to go ahead, taking their king's words. When the Daityas attacked her with weapons, she brought out her weapons and began killing them. She used the weapons given to her by the Ashtadikpalakas, the Trinity, and other Devatas as was needed. She appeared distinct each time. When she came riding a chariot drawn by swans, carrying a japmala and a kamandala, she is called Brahmani, that is Brahma Shakti. When she arrived seated on a bull, holding a trishula, bearing snakes, and adorned with the digit of the moon on her head, she is called Maheshwari, that is Mahashiva's Shakti. When she was holding a spear in hand and riding on a fine peacock, she was Kaumari. When she took upon herself a body like that of Narasimha, wearing a chain of intestines, armed with a club and sword, she was called Narasimhi, Shakti of Narasimha. When she came seated upon Garuda, holding Shanka, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, she was Vaishnavi, the Shakti of Vishnu. When she took the form of a wild boar, she was called Varahi. When she came holding Vajrayuda in hand, she was the thousand-eyed Indrani, the Shakti of Indra. When she took the form of Saptamatrikas, the Daityas froze. But her maternal instinct was kindled. She said to herself, Shumba and Nishumba's action is leading to devastation. Soldiers are losing lives. She summoned the Lord of the Northeast, Shiva, and told him, I want you to convey my words as a message to Shumba and Nishumba. O Shumba and Nishumba, you have caused agonies to humans and devatas in every way you could. That is something that cannot be forgiven. But I wish to put all of it behind me and look at your well being. Take your family, friends, loyals, and subjects with you and go to Patala Loka. Your actions have misplaced Indra, Dikpalakas, and all other devatas. Let them take their positions and work for the welfare of the world. If you wish to live, take my words. If you wish to ignore what I have said, then this is the beginning of your end. I will behead all of you and offer you to the god of death. Your flesh and your meat will be a feast for all the vampires and jackals. They will all be happy. Now, as she sent a message through Shiva, she came to be called Shivaduti. The words from the Devi angered Shumbasura, and he clenched his teeth and replied to her, I came here to defeat you and not run away fearing my life. Get ready to fight me in war. The Daityas attacked her with every kind of weapon they had with them and all at once. The Devatas were astonished looking at the way Devi countered the entire army of Daityas by herself. When the Daityas came towards her like fire mouthed dragons, fell to the ground at the hands of Devi's sword. When she moved around the battlefield as Brahmani, she sprinkled water from her Kamandala, and all those that it fell upon lost their strength. As Maheshwari, she killed them with her Trishula. As Vaishnavi, she attacked them with her Chakra. As Narasimhi, she used her claws or nails to tear them apart. Kaumari used her spear. Varahi shattered the chests of soldiers with the tusk on her snout. Indrani unleashed Vajrayudha. In the battlefield, you found soldiers with broken arms, some with no legs, and some more who had lost their noses or ears. They are all writhing in pain. There was a heap of shattered weapons and dead bodies of Daityas. Horses with broken limbs and elephants with broken tusks made the scene ghastly and repulsive. The sounds from the injured soldiers were ear splitting. Looking at the dire straits of the army, Raktabeeja came forth with a club in his hand and attacked Devi. She sent out Vajrayudha. Blood came gushing out of his body and fell on the ground. From every drop of blood was born a valiant soldier. Devi took several forms Brahmani, Maheshwari, Vaishnavi, Narasimhi, Kaumari, and Varahi and attacked every soldier. But more and more were born. Looking at this creation and destruction, the Devatas were gripped in fear. At that point, Devi summoned the remover of darkness, Kali, and asked her to be Chamundi. That is, in the Sanskrit books, it says, Chamunde Vistirnam Vadanam Kuru. O Chamunda, open your mouth wide, and said, roam the battlefield and drink the blood of all the Rakshasas born of that blood. Chamunda consumed every Rakshasa in the battlefield and drank their blood. Then Mahadevi used her weapons to kill all those alive, and at that very moment, Chamunda devoured them, and not a drop of blood on the ground. No more new ones were born. The last remaining Raktabijasura was killed by the weapons of Mahadevi, and his remains were finished off by Chamunda, and not a drop of blood fell from him. The gods were jubilant.